Hey everyone. So today I want to talk about depegging of Bitcoin, something that I have touched in the past. I made one video that was called Death of Bitcoin. Of course, not everyone was able to understand, and because of TikTok, I only try to keep my videos under 10 minutes because it doesn't let you post longer videos. I couldn't talk about the subject in length. So I will talk about depegging of Bitcoin and how the overall relationship of Bitcoin with the rest of the market is going to change. You need to understand that there is something called Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance comes from the fact that every coin, every altcoin is pretty much paired to Bitcoin. Every coin that matters is definitely paired to Bitcoin, which means that you get a pair of your favorite coin. So you have Solana with Bitcoin, Solana / Bitcoin, stuff like that. So basically, not in that sequence, but basically you have this available in USDT, you have this available in USDC, you have this available in other forms as well, but it is available in Bitcoin, and pretty much that's how everything started when we didn't have stable coins. If you go back in time, it was all about Bitcoin, and of course later on Ethereum came in and Ethereum added to it, but Bitcoin is the overall leader of the market, and that is one of the reason, if you look at it from the mathematical perspective, why it has dominance, why Bitcoin dominance has an impact. So that being said, all this stuff used to happen because Bitcoin had a direct relationship with altcoins. Now, when Bitcoin is going up, altcoins go up with it. Some people will deny that it is not that much, but it is somehow a bit a bit true. It's not going to be that dramatic as with Bitcoin, but it's not like if Bitcoin is going up, the major altcoins will not go up. That has a big relationship with Bitcoin. And similarly, when Bitcoin crashes, of course, because of the FUD plus Bitcoin moving down, and the prices go down as well. What is depegging? Depegging is basically the break of this relationship. Every time when we used to have Bitcoin halving, what used to happen is that after Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin will dump like massively. After the dump, all that money from Bitcoin. So for example, let's say Bitcoin had a market cap of $1.5 trillion. Half of that trillion will get out of Bitcoin. Bitcoin will crash to a level, and then that money will flow into altcoins, and then altcoins will start pumping, and we used to call it altcoin season. So that thing is going to break. It's not going to break right away. It needs time. I would give it like 5 years, but institutions came in with ETF, and that's why when I made a video called it ETF, the death of Bitcoin. It also adds to so many other points. I'll not talk about other stuff, but as the money is now going from cash, bank to ETF, ETF to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to ETF, ETF provider, whoever they are, and then back to cash, the overall relationship of altcoin is gone. Back in the days when we would sell Bitcoin, whoever was holding Bitcoin, that $500 billion that I talked about, that $500 billion will go to altcoins. But as institutions become the major owner of Bitcoin and they have the biggest supply, which they don't right now, as they become the biggest holders of Bitcoin through ETFs, what will happen is that whenever Bitcoin crashes, you would expect that that money will now flow into altcoins, but it is not going to happen. Sadly, this breaks the relationship of Bitcoin with the market, which also means that the overall way of you looking at the charts and judging it and relying on the Bitcoin dominance, that thing is going to come to an end as well. The market is going to get very different because of ETF. I was never a fan of ETF or institutions to begin with, because you can only make money if you have retailers in place. But if you have someone like institution coming in, they have played financial markets in Forex and in stocks for a very long time. All the retail investors, they're like kids for them. they understand how to play these markets. They have access to more funds, and of course they have a reputation to convince your own retailers to invest with them instead of investing directly. I mean, why would you buy Bitcoin ETF when you can buy Bitcoin itself? The ETF that was introduced for gold was I mean, it made sense. Gold is heavy, you cannot keep it. But buying an ETF for Bitcoin is a plain stupidity. But people are like that. Anyway, I'll not debate about ETF. If you think it is good, be my guest. Think like that. I'm not going to come and argue on that. But the overall structure is going to change, which leads to few other things. One is the overall cycle of bullishness. Will we have 2 years of bull cycle this year? Like this is the first year, second year should be also bullish. We don't know. Bitcoin never broke its all-time high at before halving, and it has never been a structure like this, but it happened. One. Second is that if we have increased the speed of the bull cycle, it makes sense that now it goes and it breaks its all-time high, and we are going to have a big massive rally this year, and next year there is nothing. What are the benefits of it? The benefits of it are very simple. It's confusion. You make money only because of the lack of information. I was talking to someone yesterday. They were talking about, I think, Bulgaria or somewhere. They basically relabel some form of energy drink in UK. They add stickers to it and then they sell. Only if the wholesalers they knew, they would have added that sticker of nutritions in the Bulgarian language. If it was Bulgaria, I'm confused about the country, and they would have sent it directly. But this guy is making a ton of money just because he has identified this information gap. Or in some countries, they basically lock it out, like here in Canada. The milk cost is $0.4, but they sell it to people for $8 because they have created an oligopoly legally. Only 2 people are allowed to sell it retail there because of the pasteurization. Anyway, I'll not talk about the funny business. And anyway, the thing is that as long as there is information gap, you can make money. So now if they cut off the bull cycle in half, then you will not know when is the next bull cycle, because usually you used to rely on halving, and halving doesn't matter anymore. Then that means that you are up for a treat, because next time when the market will be pumping, you will think it's a bull trap, it's a fake pump, it's not real. And you would pick up on it when it is already late. So this is going to lead to issues, and all institutions are trying to get out of it, is just to lead retailers to misinformation and confusion. The moment retailers are confused and they are split into pieces and distributed into groups of some people saying something and some people saying something, then they will utilize that as an opportunity. Right now, it works like a clockwork. You have the bear cycle, which is called crypto winter, and then you have a bull cycle of 2 years, then you have crypto winter again, and it has happened again and again. And all this was timed on the cycle of Bitcoin halving. But the moment they break this cycle, then you will not know when is going to be the next bull and when is going to be the crypto winter. They will catch you off guard. You will buy the tops. You will be stuck because you wouldn't sell. You wouldn't think that crypto winter has started. If next year is no bull run, every dip, every crash will be purchased massively with an obsession and a belief that this is the dip. It's a bull run. It's going to go up. This is what everyone would think. And what would happen is that all the institutions and big players, they will just get their Bitcoin off their hands and they will dump it on the retailers. And retailers will hold it thinking that there is a bull cycle. But this is under the assumption that we have increased the speed of the bullishness, and the lifespan of Bitcoin has reduced to half. And of course, like for the depegging, I mentioned, unless they create a connection to altcoins, you will see the depegging effect slowly, but you will see it in full action in 5 years, definitely. So something to think about and watch out while you're dealing in the market. Yes, we are here for the money. We buy something, we hold it for November, we make money out of it. It's as simple as that, but something to keep in mind that you should think of something in December, whether you want to hold or whether you should exit.